Okay, hello everybody. This is Krellborn, and I am going to give a little lesson on how to read the meter. Oh, what's the name of it? The threat meter. Yeah, the threat meter, and how it affects your traces. So before the battle starts, you see the threat meter come up. You can also see the threat meter again if you go to potions. Now you see whenever you come up across a threat, you're going to see 3 arrows, okay? So the arrow that's on the far left, in this case the one in the red, that tells you what the base threat level is. The second one that's pointing on the left side of my yellow there, that is what pretty much value your trace is going to be if you get the worst trace possible, pretty much a 0, if we were going to call it 0 to 100. The one on the right side of the yellow, would be a perfect trace, or 100, let's just say. Now, I really doubt that there is ever a 100% chance of success, but just for the intents and purposes of this video, I'm going to call the very beginning of the green 100% chance of success, the very end of the red 0% chance of success. So right now we're averaging maybe a 50-50 shot, okay? And it's probably worse than that. Remember, I'm just making these numbers up to help explain things. Now, that is why whenever you have a emergency, severe threat, even a high threat, you tend to fail a lot on your traces if you're not using a potion. Now, I'm going to show you how the exstimulo potions affect your traces. We're going to start with the regular exstimulo potion. And you can see that if we use the regular exstimulo potion, our chances get better. Not by very much, because it's the weakest potion. If we were to go to the strong exstimulo potion, it gets even better. But another good thing about this is, if you notice, the gap between the first and second arrow has gotten smaller. That means that regardless if we have a really good trace or a really bad trace, the range that we are in is much smaller. Not much of a difference between good and bad when we get to this point. Now, when we do a potent exstimulo potion, we have a very, very good chance of hitting, and the range is much less, so doesn't matter. I mean, you can pretty much trace anything. You're not going to get anything better than like a dark green. You can see this, and I'll show you. Let's go back to regular exstimulo. You notice how it's in the lighter green going into the yellow. Now, I'm going to pick this potion, and I'm going to show you the bar on top. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to back out without using a potion. You notice the bar on top, it's real yellow going into the darkish yellow. That is reflecting what we just talked about on the threat meter. So if I go to regular exstimulo, we're more into the green with light yellow, and I use it, my bar on top reflects what the change was. Now we've got some green going into the darker green, going into a little yellow at the end. Now, I didn't practice this before, so I don't know if I can change potions, but I'm going to try to use the regular, the strong exstimulo potion to show you even more how we go from what we have here, yellow at the left, light, a little bit of green at the right. Let's use the strong if we can. Now you can see there's way more green. That bar is reflecting the threat meter and how our exstimulo potions are affecting it. So now we have, you can see it's kind of a darker green going into a lighter green, all the way to potent exstimulo. And now it's pretty much all dark green, which increases our chances. But please remember that even with the potent, you can see it's not all the way to the left. The green, the very top green, what I would call 100%. Like I said, it's not really 100%, but let's just say we called it 100%. It's not even there. We're looking at, maybe 95% if it was 0 to 100. But even then, I'm sure that Niantic throws in some random numbers to generate so that there is always a chance of losing. But with the potent exstimulo potion, you can see that we have given our trace pretty much the best chance of success. I have one dawdle draught left. I'm going to use that just to be safe. I use it on every emergency. And let's do our trace. We got a great trace. And see, there is always the chance of failure. Get another great trace. Okay. And that is why we use our dawdle draughts. And success. So don't get frustrated if you use a potent and a dawdle and you don't get it on the first, second try, or even if it runs away. Nothing is meant to be 100% chance. All of the tools you have between your exstimulo potions and your dawdle draughts and any other potion that may come out in the future only increases your chances. Quick note about the dawdle draught. I've seen many posts online about people who complained that something ran while they were using the dawdle draught. The dawdle draught does not prevent anything from running. It decreases the chance of it of running. So if it's a high chance foundable, or if it's a foundable with a high chance of running, the dawdle draught only limits the amount of chance. It lowers the chance of it running. It does not stop it from running. So a little help there. But hopefully this video will help you out in understanding how to read the threat meter, when to use certain potions, because as you saw when I was doing it, I could have probably went with a strong exstimulo instead of a potent, but that would have been more risky, and I just don't believe in taking that kind of risk, especially with an emergency. If I see an emergency, I'm throwing everything at it. But if you see a high, doesn't mean you have to use a potent. Watch that threat meter. If you have a high or a severe, then you may want to use a lesser potion, because obviously they're more valuable. The potent's more valuable. It takes longer. And if you feel that you are lucky and or good, and you can use it strong, then you're saving yourself resources. Anyway, if you have any more questions, please let me know. You can comment on any place you've seen this video. I'm also going to link this and my other videos to my YouTube account, Krellborn Darkwand. And I appreciate it. Like, share, tell people about it. I want to be open to answering any questions you have. Anyway, good luck out there, and have a good day.